Born and bred in Tuscaloosa, not raised in Baton Rouge. Didn't ride no wagon train to Norman or to Boone. They said I'd never make it, just a name they overlook. Now I'm burning up their game plans and ripping up their books. No 5-star shine, no silver spoon. I came up grinding on a Friday night moons. Now they feel me coming like a 4th down blitz. Got 'em talking sideways, throwing fits. But I must admit, I can't quit, 'cause I'm the outlaw college football.
It's another episode of The Outlaw. And today's random 4 horsemen shout-outs go to Tammy Burton, Richard Burton, Tim Gillespie, and Brad Friend are mounted up, saddled up, and ready to go, and they're going to help us with today's college football invasion. Now, getting right to it here. More things change, more to stay the same, especially the Linky boy. Seems like a TikTok video has surfaced about some old stuff that happened while he was here at Oklahoma. They just seem to not be able to let it go and keep their mouth off of Oklahoma for some reason. In this video, this guy basically calls Lincoln Riley a liar, and yes, Lincoln Riley did lie about some stuff, but this video did, I must admit, lend some or shed some light as to why Lincoln Riley might have said the things he said in the middle of the video. And I'm going to bring that video up for y'all right now, and then I'm going to go over it and tell y'all exactly why Lincoln Riley may actually have some half-truth to something that he said in this video. Let's bring it up real quick.
Lincoln Riley for what appears to be just blatant lies after an interview he had a few days ago. In an interview, Lincoln Riley was asked about what it was like after he had accepted the job and before he had got to USC, and he had some questionable accusations towards the Oklahoma fan base. He went on to claim that there were multiple break-ins, he got suspicious packages, and someone even got his 9-year-old daughter's cell phone number, which is terrible on face value. But here's the thing. The Norman Police Department has no records of any reported break-in after he had accepted his job and before he had moved to LA. The most that we can find is that someone from Lincoln Riley's house made 2 service calls to the police department on December 17th and 19th. However, it's
Let me stop him right there. That's where Lincoln Riley is saying that he told the truth. That's where Lincoln Riley is making suggestions that, and alluding to, he may not admit it, but he's alluding that the Norman Police Department didn't do the job because they did actually make 2 service calls, but it wasn't really said what the service calls were about. Service calls can be anything from a noise complaint to maybe someone reporting a break-in. And that's what Lincoln Riley's clinging to. And I think he's alluding to the fact that the Norman Police Department was in cahoots for whomever was harassing Lincoln Riley and his family, because nobody in Norman was really concerned or really cared what happened to Lincoln Riley at that point, since he was leaving to go to the USC Skittle Shitters. Now, let's continue the video.
Find what a service call actually means. And additionally, there's no credible reports that suggest that there were threats against his family or his kids after he had decided to leave Oklahoma. So to come out and say that Oklahoma fans threatened his family's safety after he left the Oklahoma job is a little damaging to the Oklahoma fan base when there's no reports that back up your statement. They do.
Now, that's another thing that he just pointed out that made me think a little bit. What he said about the Oklahoma fan base and the University of Oklahoma could be considered damaging. Now, Joe Castiglione probably ain't going to worry about it, but in reality, the University of Oklahoma could maybe sue Lincoln Riley for, defamation, because there's no record by the Norman Police Department of any break-ins or anybody reporting anything about a 9-year-old daughter being harassed on her phone. You would think if someone harassed your 9-year-old daughter that you would report it to the police department and they would have a description of said complaint. Let's continue.
Say that fear is just a state of mind. So what do you think? Is Lincoln Riley telling the truth, or is he exaggerating this a little too far?
I think that maybe there's a little bit of both there. I think he may have told a half-truth, and maybe they did call the police department, make some kind of little complaint, saying that there were some rumblings going outside and something was disturbing their peace, that kind of deal. But the Norman Police Department, you would think, would document any 9-year-old kid being harassed or someone breaking in. So someone, like this guy saying, is somewhat lying. There may be a slight little tinge of truth there, but once again, Lincoln Riley is being caught up and just made to look rather petty, man. You really think that we're going to believe that the Norman Police Department, although, Norman Police Department, yes, they're probably pretty close with the University of Oklahoma, they're not going to just discard stuff and not write stuff up and document stuff of that kind of a serious nature. I just don't believe that, because they've arrested Oklahoma football players in the past, and Joe Mixon, the whole incident with that girl, that came out. All the details of that came out. I mean, why didn't the Norman Police Department try to cover that up? I'm just saying. But here's the key to all this, for this to go away, and for me to quit grilling you, Lincoln Riley. People's like, why do you keep messing with Lincoln Riley, man? Let it go, let it go. I would. And I've told y'all this ad nauseum, all of you Oklahoma haters out there, and outlaw haters out there, and USC Skittle shitters. This will go away if y'all just quit talking about it. If y'all going to talk about it and bring it up, and there's going to be little TikTok videos made, then I'm going to say something about it. If y'all can bring it back up, so can we. So tell Lincoln Riley and his little butt buddy, Colin Coward, to just keep the mouth off Oklahoma. And that's all I got to say about that. Like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel. As I said before, you can also, if you want to do a little something extra, you want to get your badge, get deputized, get a random 4 horseman shout as well as possibly the comment of the day, you can do an outlaw posse for $2.99 a month, 75 cents a week. That's just a half a bottle of water for the outlaw. Also, there's a little heart down here with a money dollar sign in the middle. If you want to make a one-time donation to the program, smash that heart, throw a few dollars in the coffers. KMCA to all the other teams. Class is now officially dismissed.